Morning everybody, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. We are down to the last boards here, ripping the floor off the trailer. As I said before, I'm not recording the work because there's other people here helping. Mostly, well today actually we're all hands on, but previously I've been doing the ripping and tearing, and others have been carrying away and disposing of materials. But we're down to the floor, and it's in the first section it's going pretty easy because it's rotted really bad. But what I want to show you is shocking about how a trailer is made. There's not much left here, but the floor is made of this particle board which crumbles when wet, and little furring strips. That's it. And we've actually stepped through at times. If there any moisture gets in that, it just disintegrates under your feet. And this is probably typical of the mobile homes back then. But what's even more shocking is what's underneath. They put this cardboard almost like material to hold the insulation in the flooring. Which is all gone obviously because the mice have had a heyday with that stuff. They ripped that stuff out and they laughed at it. That didn't stop. Why would they put cardboard? I mean, it's like MDF almost, but it's more like cardboard after it gets aged. Didn't stop the mice. There's no insulation anywhere here at all. And this thin garbage material, almost paper-like, is all that holds that insulation in your floor. It's a joke. It's shocking. There's a backing sheet of some insulation. It's shocking how shoddy these were built. And on the roof, there was no insulation to speak of. If I can find a piece left. The roof insulation was this thick. That's all there was. Once they compressed it down, and I know that's folded over. It's really thin. Once they compressed it down and put it on the roof, and put the plastic vapor barrier, and then put the metal roofing on, you've got 1/8 of an inch of insulation in your roof. It was pointless to even put it in there. So what I've learned by demolishing this mobile home is how nasty they are, how cheaply built, and poorly insulated. Horrible insulation. The walls only had, I'd say, 1 inch to 2 inches max. I think they put in 2 inches of insulation originally, but it didn't amount to much. And then the mice got in. There was hardly a single section of the wall that wasn't full of mice through the years. So that's pretty rotten. Now I know why all the negative talk about mobile homes all these years. But we're getting it. We'll get it ripped apart, and that'll be the end of this. Then we can hopefully get into business. Now, this is just peeling off by hand. It's just disintegrating as we go. Look what Melanie did. Wow. I tell you what, she needs to get a restaurant. Oh, these are, by the way, well, they're equivalent to sun-dried tomatoes that she dried in the dehydrator. And that's from our garden, right?
Yes.
Look at that. I don't know why she took the centers out, but
and
it looks cool.
And this one too, it's from the garden.
Oh, what is that?
It's a Chinese cabbage.
From our garden?
Yep.
Neat. Look at that, guys. I'm going to enjoy. This is what I came home to for lunch. Good morning, everybody. Looks like it's sort of wanting to rain. You may notice a difference today in our yard. It's empty. It's open. A friend came over and we did some moving stuff around and opened up the yard. Got the truck moved, which we're going to get fixed now. And well, there was the trailer, there was the lumber mill, there was the boat, and there was the truck over here. And finally I got help to move all that around. And Melanie and I tried to push it, but we couldn't budget on our own. And with help, we could tow stuff around together. So all that's cleaned up, and the yard is getting there. There's another boat. I'm going to sell the others and keep that one. That was only $50. But I sold my good boat. And so I had to get a boat for us to go fishing in. Anyway, you can see there's nothing really in the yard anymore. Something that is different here, Melanie has mulched her shrubs that she's planted. We've been picking up plants everywhere we go, whether on discount at a nursery or at people's yards, like the lilac bushes that we got. And there's my old hazelnut that fortunately this year the Japanese beetles did not swarm us. For some reason there were no Japanese beetles, so that's finally growing again. And in the winter the rabbits eat it down to the ground, so I've got to prevent that. I see a rabbit running across the in the neighbor's yard now. And then my goji berry, which I'm trying to nurse, it sprouted into good growth and stopped. So we're watering it and fertilizing it and see what happens. And then we got some blueberries that we had here. Those the next three. She's got some more lilacs. What's new here is some blackberries. They're shriveled because I just put them in. Got a whole mess of blackberries along the front row. And there is red raspberries all along the front row. Now some of these, I think they're all going to pull through. Some of them look really good, and others are sort of rough. But it's also end of season for the berries, or nearing the end of the season for bearing fruit. So some of these are going to die back anyway. Like this yellowed one is just nearing its end of season. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. That one looks really good. All the way almost down to the end of our front fence line, we've got berries, which has been my dream to do for years now. Yeah, so all that's new. It's been raining on and off, so I've just been rushing through and getting this done. But next year these should be quite healthy, and I've been studying how to train them and how to care for them, and the fence line is perfect. So you can tie them to the wire and train them up, and it opens them up for more airflow and more sunlight, and they'll grow better. These ones that are mulched, Melanie had mulched them, are original berries that I had planted that never bore fruit. Well, they tried to, but I guess it was dry. I didn't worry about watering them this year, and maybe I should have. But we're going to mulch all these in the next couple days heavily, this whole front row, with straw, and then we'll later get some tree bark in here. I'm working on a forklift, a 1946 I believe it is, forklift over in the land that I bought, that I'm going to be using to, it also has a bucket. I'm going to be using that to load tree bark from the mill onto the pickup truck and then run it through my mulching machine, and then we can run it all through here. So let me take you around and show you some of the other things that we've done. I gotta get this put away. I just got it out of the car last night as it was getting dark. The garage sale, this was sitting there for $25. And it's a Honda engine. Anybody knows Honda knows that if you see a Honda engine that starts and runs for $25, you grab it, even no matter what. And the guy wasn't sure about about the air compressor part, so it was cheap. Well, anyway, I got it home, and the thing runs, and the air compressor works. I don't know about the high pressure cutoff. I don't see an adjustment and I don't know how this cuts off. So if anybody knows, this is a Coleman PowerMate contractor model, and I don't know, it goes up to 135 psi. I don't know how that shuts off. So if anybody can tell me, I know that the gauge is broken, maybe that's what it was, but I just don't know. But I know the thing works, it pumps air, and there's nothing wrong with the compressor. So if anybody can tell me how that shuts off and if this is safe to use or not, I'd appreciate it. But no matter what, I've got a Honda engine that works good for $25. Actually a portable air compressor that so far works. All I need is the new gauge to replace that. But I don't know where the shutoff is. So I don't know, I won't feel safe operating this until I know. Melanie's flower beds are really taking off. She's been working, we both work out here. I'll clip the dead heads off the flowers, which we got to do again here. And these are new. And we weed it together. But they're turning out very pretty now. The ones that froze in the spring never recovered and never had flowers again. That whole back row. They never recovered. I just don't think they're going to be able to. But she's got some pretty colors up in here. And then her little flower bed is filling out. It is really filling out nicely. Now over here, we've got some new plants that we're putting in. She did all this. This is all her. We've got some, these are some tall flowers. There's white and there's purple, I think. We just brought from a friend's house and put them in. So I bought the hyssop, those tall ones, and she took them from me. And in here we've got one of my favorite flower beds, or herb beds I should say, with flowers. But this is the absolute healthiest. Look at that. That's all herbs that we put in there from little shoots. And that is just filling up. She put some kale over here. But the herbs, that's herbs. That's all. This is a mix. It's a thick mix now. Really dense. And that's what I want to see in my main herb beds all over the property. I've got a few. And then she just went last night and mulched and cleaned and weeded the flowers. I've got a weed whacker now too here, so. But I've got the Ryobi, the battery powered. But if it's a lot of work, I burn through the batteries for the short trimming. That's great, but for long jobs, that's a job. There's a new flower she put there. And up here we've had a lot of rain, so the grass is going insane. I've got to cut it again. But she just cleaned, she had a Wildflowers mix in here, and it didn't flower at all. These are just about to. So she just planted some of the things that we brought from a friend in here, and then we put some lilies up in here, and I marked it with a stake so I don't cut it. And over on the other side we've got the same. I sort of like these Wildflowers. I sort of like them, but they're too scruffy, so we're going to have to cut everything down. I really like it though. I don't know. I'm torn between tearing them out or not. And then here she's got some more that she just put in. And then I put the lilies here. So on either corner of the store now we've got lilies. Well, that's it for now. Oh, and you will notice there's no chickens. They're gone. We processed them the other day too. Well, that's it, guys. This what we've done the last day here in the homestead. Getting a lot done. As long as the internet keeps working for us, which it seems to be failing more again, we will keep trying to knock out daily videos of our life on the homestead. And it's raining. As we strive to become fully off the grid and self-sufficient on a budget. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys later.